Muy buenas a todos, bienvenidos a The Noob. Hoy voy a jugar este juego llamado The Stanley Parable. Es un juego que conozco que tiene muchos finales, entonces voy a ver qué final voy a sacar. Así que vamos allá.
In a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Bueno, el hombre se la pasaba oprimiendo botones.
Something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi.
Y después de una hora notó que nadie estaba ahí.
The company had this happened, this complete isolation.
Se nota cuán enajenado está el muchacho.
Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
A ver qué hay por acá. Un computador. Se apagó. No hay nadie. ¿Esta puerta? No.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
¿Y el narrador qué?
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
¿Y si entro por el otro lado? A ver.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Como que al narrador no le gustó que hiciera eso. Nadie. 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 A ver. Salón de empleados.
Yes, truly a room admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Que cumplen.
Yes, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
O sea, que me quiero obligar a seguir el camino. No. Ahí por acá.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
El narrador está enojando.
Look, Stanley, I
Esto.
think perhaps we've
Uy.
gotten on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
¿Me está chantajeando?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Me puedo volver, ¿no? Así. Pero no funciona el mecanismo. Uy.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
No lo va a contestar. No va a caer en chantaje. Ni si...
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug...
¿A que no te esperabas esa?
No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check.
Parece que el narrador... Sí, el narrador es parte del juego, mírelo.
It's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white.
O sea que así era otro final.
Picking up the phone
Se me había sido un final.
somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so
O sea, Stanley solamente habría oprimido botones y hubiese hecho lo que le dijeron.
And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
A ver. Que me va a poner a alimentar al niño con hambre. ¿Qué?
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day.
Decisiones por
Do you
día.
make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember, that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly decision making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Pues no hay otra que hacer ahí. Parece que ninguna de las puertas sigue sin poder abrirse. Ah, pusieron una vallita.
Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Y no me puedo volver. Bueno, volver a la sala de descanso.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Pero esto no es un mundo real, es simplemente una narración. Es para arreglar todo, simplemente tengo que cuerpo la puerta que es.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
A ver, entonces vamos por esta. Nada. Nada. Nada.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Arriba.
Staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Bueno. ¿Qué pasa acá?
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief
¿Está apuntando un panda?
until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up. From within himself, the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Night Shark 115, pero no tiene sentido porque esto no tiene micrófono.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark
115.
He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Pero eso no tiene micrófono. Mire, le doy y no funciona. Le doy y no funciona.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Pero si no puedo, no hay otra manera.
Fine, you're not gonna do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself. You can't.
Solo si no puedo hablar.
Behave exactly as Stanley.
A ver.
That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first.
Para que no se enfade este sujeto.
To the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Mira, ahí está, por la de la izquierda. Ninguna de estas puertas sirve.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
¿Pasó?
exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Por eso sigo por la de la izquierda.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave
Y ahora irán del jefe, ¿no? ¿Y ahora qué?
behave exactly as Stanley would.
Bueno, entonces lo que me dijo anteriormente era que cogiera entonces por la de la derecha. Vamos por la de la derecha. Se contradice este hombre. A ver.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Todo se fue al carajo. ¿Y esos números? Por eso. Mire, volví. Y ahora por esto. A ver. ¿Qué pasó? Uy, todo se fusionó. Pero fui por otro lado.
What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving the impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely?
¿Por qué el juego se fue al carajo?
I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to.
¿Cómo así?
I have to.
¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? No, ahora sí todo se termina de ir al carajo. ¿Qué es esto?
I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are.
¿Qué es esto vacío?
The entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even given it to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you. You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard.
Pero qué persona tan delicada.
When
¿Y ahora qué?
Stanley set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
¿Que por qué estoy aquí? Soy yo, ¿no?
Stanley? Hello? Are you...
¿Me sacó?
Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
¿Sí?
I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me?
¿Pero qué rayos?
Is everything all right?
¿Esto qué?
Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you
O sea, ¿me desvinculó de Stanley?
Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Okay. It's okay. I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do.
Se quedó ahí
Take as much time as you
por el narrador. Ah, otra vez del inicio, pues ya acabé, ¿no? Es como para reiniciar la historia por si no había... Por si tomaba las otras decisiones. Bueno, eso fue todo por hoy. Espero que les haya gustado este video. Denle like, suscribirse. Y esperen más videos de más juegos. Este juego sí es bastante raro, pero está chévere. Hasta la próxima. Chao.